I understand the importance of Sabbath as design law as we benefit from rest of our minds and bodies, but anyone can argue that same rest can be attained on any other day of the week. Is there any blessing or special accomplishment in the Sabbath that make it resting different from any other day? So when God gave Sabbath in Eden, did Adam and Eve get fatigued and tired and worn out and need rest? So it's not wrong. One of the laws of God in our fallen world, if you want something to get stronger, it's the law of exertion. If you don't exercise it, if you don't use it, you lose it. So exertion and exercise makes things stronger. If you don't use it, it withers. But after a finite being in this world in which we live now exerts or expends energy, then the law of restoration, you must rest and recover, or else you burn out and exhaust. So what you're saying is true in how things work now. It's not true in Eden. My understanding is they didn't sleep. They didn't get fatigued. They didn't get tired. They didn't get exhausted. They had perfect divine energy flow through their physical beings in such a way that they radiated fire. So, what would be the purpose of the Sabbath in that context? It wasn't about rest and recovery.
Getting to know God.
Getting to know God, okay. But it's what we talked about earlier. I think that in God's foreknowledge, he certainly could have included it for his understanding that man was going to fall and we would need it. Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So there's the element that you could be incorporated into the foreknowledge of God. He provided it because we would need it as fallen beings. But it was really an evidence or a sign of God's methodology in the context of the great controversy. The war had already begun in heaven, and Satan had already made his allegations. And God began providing evidences of how he governs, and he governs by revealing the truth of who he is. And this is why Christ is a member of the Godhead through which all things are made, and nothing was made without him. Why was he the member to create an Eden in Genesis 1 rather than the Father or the Spirit? Because the allegations of Lucifer were not against the Father and the Spirit directly. He claimed equality with Jesus in his pre-incarnate form. And Jesus was giving evidence that I'm not like Lucifer, a created being. I'm the creator. I can speak things into existence. And he created in 6 days a microcosm of the universe in which you have multiple different other life forms, that some with greater or lesser intelligence, elephants and dolphins, and who knows what kind of intelligence the elephants, gorillas, monkeys, chimps, and so forth had prior to the fall, how bright they were, and how Adam and Eve could converse and interact with them in ways that we can't comprehend. And then they made a new species in the image of God with two unique individualities that come together in the unity of love, joined with the unity of heart of the Father. They procreate beings in their own image. They have procreative powers. This is the Godhead represented. And they are to govern the planet, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over the earth. And so the whole earth now becomes a microcosm of the universe. And Adam and Eve were designed to govern the planet and run the planet the way God runs his universe. And they would have had children in a sinless world. And would they have had children to enslave and abuse? No. They would have been constantly sacrificing themselves for the well-being of their kids. And the universe would have said, oh, God didn't create us to wait on him. He is constantly giving himself for us. So in the context of all this, God creates the Sabbath. Why? He just gives all of this evidence. How much power do you think it was expended? We take 1 gram of matter, and we turn that 1 gram, just a little gram of matter, into energy. We call that a nuclear explosion. That's how much energy is contained in the 1 gram of matter, and it's enormous. How much energy did God expend to create the whole planet? The solar system, the sun. This was an immense display of power and might. And for the liar, the one who's going to try to ruin reputation, do you think he just said, oh, cool? Or he turned and said, guys, I never said he wasn't powerful. He's flexing his muscles, man. He's trying to intimidate y'all. He's telling you, get in line or else I can replace you. See, I just made some new intelligent beings. I can replace you anytime. You can't trust him. I never said he wasn't powerful. I said he wasn't good, and you can't trust him with the power. And God says in the context, universe, you've seen the evidence. You've heard the allegations. Now, I rest my case, and I cease using power. And what does it say about God in the context of a war against his right to rule? Rather than using power to say, get in line or I'll punish you, he creates a day for freedom to think and come to your own conclusion, no pressure. Weigh it out for yourself, come to your own conclusion. You're free. And that's really the beauty of the Sabbath. It is the evidence, its existence every week is proof that Satan lied about God and we have real freedom with our Creator, that he will not coerce us. That's the real importance of the Sabbath. It's a sign or a flag of his design, law, government, and kingdom.